The full-time whistle has blown after extra time at Old Trafford, and Manchester United have done it. They have beaten Lyon on the night 5-4 after 120 minutes played this evening and 7-6 on aggregate. Wow, might feel like I'm not sure you expected to get that much value out of that added 30 minutes, but it was pretty eventful.
It was extremely eventful. 2-0 up to then being behind, then going into extra time and struggling in a bit of extra time and finally winning it. It's just a crazy game.
Yeah, explain the extra time bit, because it was 2-2 on the night after 90 minutes, so 4-4 on aggregate. And then, of course, Lyon, with 10 men, go and score twice. And it looks like the tie is done, doesn't it?
Yeah, Lyon were comfortable in extra time. You know, in that first session of extra time, they controlled the game. They took the game to United when they needed to. They played with a lot of confidence, a lot of belief. And they probably thought after the penalty, Lacazette's penalty, that it was done, it was over. But a European night at Old Trafford is something special. And I think one thing out of the whole game probably tonight, I think the manager, Amorim, now realises what he's got as far as a crowd, a support, an atmosphere. If he can produce the football, get the right players on the football field, get the players that he probably wants to be on that football field, then he's now understanding exactly what it is to be manager of Manchester United.
Yeah, in terms of that comeback with those 3 goals, having been 4-2 down on the night, the Bruno Fernandes penalty, called as you like, but after Casemiro had been fouled and it was given by VAR, ref went to the monitor and eventually overturned his decision. I mean, it just shows actually those experienced players, some of them been maligned at United. You know, yeah, they've proved their value, haven't they, in this
The biggest example of that is the guy, Harry Maguire. You know, Harry Maguire has made 2 great defensive clearances in the game. He's then gone from centre-half or one in the back 3 to up front in the middle of that, you know, as a centre-forward in a way, an old-fashioned centre-forward. He's played as a utility player tonight. He's probably been played out of position all season. Maybe he's going to play centre-forward for the rest of the season now. Who knows? But he's come up with the goods and he's gone through everything emotionally throughout this season. I'm really, really pleased for someone like Harry Maguire, and he deserves a lot of respect and a lot of credit for what he's just achieved there.
Yeah, and kobbiemainoo as well, with a really tidy finish in very kind of extreme circumstances, you know, to level the tie before Maguire's winner. I mean, were you set for penalties at that point before Maguire scored that, or did you really believe that United then had the momentum and they could?
No, you could feel it because I've been in those situations, and those situations when you're on the front foot and you come from nothing in order to put yourself back in the game, then those last few minutes you can win the game. You don't have to rely on extra time or sort of penalties. So go for it. Go for it. And they had the advantage of the extra man and they took the opportunity, which is really pleasing because it's so easy to wait for penalties. But you've got to go, and I think now even some of those players on the football field have experienced something they haven't experienced all season.
It will be Athletic Club in the semi-finals because they're in the same half as Manchester United. Athletic Club who beat Rangers tonight in Bilbao to get through 2-0 on aggregate as well. What do you make of that as a kind of, you size up that tie for us? And I
think it's good, different styles. There'll be a different approach to the game. United have to do what they did the first half, and they should be doing that in the league. They were aggressive running forward, they passed the ball forward, not just short passes, they played long into those good areas. Højlund played really well in holding the ball up. He got runners from Garnacho and on the other side as well, in Bruno. So they penetrated purely through aggressive running beyond opposition, taking the game to the opposition. And it worked. And then all of a sudden they stopped doing that, possibly because they didn't have the energy or the legs, changed a few players which altered the dynamic of the team. They didn't have the length then to the game, but they finally broke through, and I think it did help in the end of having the extra man.
Would winning this competition, and remember that United are the only unbeaten team in all of European competition after Chelsea lost to Legia Warsaw in their Conference League quarter-final second leg this evening. Is there a sort of inevitability about United feeling like they can continue that run and ultimately then win this thing? And would it save their season if they did?
Well, they can certainly win it. They can certainly win it. They've put themselves in a great position to win it now. You know, and the momentum's with them. Like you say, they've got the results in Europe. They must concentrate on Europe now. I don't think they're in a position where they can get relegated. So wherever they finish is going to be a poor finish. But this competition has given them a little bit of hope and hopefully a decent summer's holiday, you know, at the end of it. But they need to keep progressing. They need to keep going forward, do the good things that they can do at the right moments in the game. And United have always been a team of hard running, penetrative running, forward passing, using width. And it came out a little bit in this game tonight. Yes, they suffered. They suffered through probably lack of concentration more than anything. And you can't do that in any game of football. You lack concentration, you get punished. And in Europe, it seems to be more. There's more punishment. And they've gone through the ringer there, you know, it's been an emotional roller coaster, as they say, throughout the game. But they stuck to it. And they sensed the moments when they were probably in with a real chance of winning the game, and they took that opportunity.
What do you think is the one thing that Ruben Amorim is going to take from this occasion tonight? And I use the word occasion because it wasn't just a football match. It was a true spectacle, at times overwhelming, at times exhilarating, at times, you know, right down in the depths. What's the one thing that he's going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, right, that's something I can work with going forward?
Yes, it will be something he can work with. He probably will be emotional as anybody tonight. But like I said before, he's now experienced something that he's probably not even experienced at Sporting. And that is the whole Man United way of getting about a game. You've got to be on the front foot, you've got to be penetrative, you've got to get that crowd behind you. And when you give the supporters something in that stadium, they're with you all the way. And I think that could be a turning point for him, for some of the players, because not all of them are going to be probably there next season. But I think it just shows that a little bit of perseverance pays off. And I'm sure, enjoy the evening, enjoy the night. We'll see his interview probably. I'm sure he'll be emotional in his interview, but he'll be looking forward to the next part of this journey in Europe.
You fancy it? Semi-finals, come back, manifest the madness.
Well, yeah,
again
at one point I was thinking that's me done for the season and what have you, but yeah, I would come back.
I hope to see you again for the 2 legs of the semi-final against Athletic Club. Wow, what a night. Thank you very much indeed, Mike. I appreciate your company this evening.